Up AdLib with
Hello,
Josh
welcome
Evers.
back. I'm Josh Evers. This is Up AdLib, a little YouTube podcast. I look comfortable. I hope you're comfortable. Comfortable is that's the goal, right? That's the most important thing in the world. So what's going on? I don't know. I had a lot of emotions today. We'll get into those emotions. Let's see. So I'm a dad. I'm a husband. Family man. I always wanted to be a lot of things. I always wanted to be a lot of things. And, God has this way getting you where you're supposed to be, even though you don't know that's where you're going. I had no idea that my favorite thing in the whole world would be, being a dad and being a husband. But it is. So anyway, being a dad is there's some things that change, and when you're a dad, when you're getting a little older, like you're 40, like me, for some reason I'm 40. You get priorities change, and one of my priorities is to always have batteries, and especially during Christmas time and everything, you're gonna need a lot of batteries. You walk out of a dollar store with 2 20 packs. You got the AA and you got the AAA, and you feel great. You feel good. You feel like you're there for your family with those batteries. So we got some board games and some stuff to do for the family. We got, what's it called? Uno Explode or Uno Attack or whatever, where you press the button and it shoots the cards at you. And my boy Connor's wanting to play this morning, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so we go, and it needs batteries, and I'm like, I got them all. I was ready, and we popped that Uno Explode open, Uno Attack, and it doesn't take AA, it doesn't take AAA, it takes C. That's the second toy in this month that we've had that took C batteries. When's the last time you saw a C battery, like a boombox? I don't know. Anyway, and they both took 3 C batteries. What's up with that? And they come in packs of 4. It's like hot dogs and buns or whatever. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, so we had to go back to the dollar store to get C batteries, which 4 batteries, $9. My wife is like, go download the app. And so I downloaded the app, and we needed a couple other things. We always need toilet paper. Always need toilet paper. It's always expensive. But you got to pay for the good stuff. Anyway, same thing with batteries. You got to get Duracell. Energizer's good, I guess. So we go get the C batteries. So the emotions today, not just being so pumped on being such a good provider with all those batteries, but I was going down. I can't walk down the toy aisle. I was walking down the toy aisle, and I see the little Hot Wheel monster trucks. And our youngest boy, Connor, he's 8 now. And I remember every time I used to go to any kind of store like that, and we'd walk through, and either he'd ask for it, or if I was there by myself, I would always grab him like a little Hot Wheel or one of the Hot Wheel monster trucks. He loved them. And, I'd take him home, and he'd be super pumped, or he'd be like, I already got that one. He's already got everything. Our kids are spoiled, and hopefully it's not going to ruin them. It's good to grow up modestly or poor or whatever, because then you start appreciating things more. And I appreciate everything, and I take care of everything. And I don't know, hopefully they don't grow up and just not care and not know the value of things. Anyway, so walking down that toy aisle and looking at that, and my first instinct is, I'm going to get him like this like green ooze looking one or whatever. I was like, that one looks awesome. He'll love that. And I was like, no, he won't. He won't care at all. He just wants to play Fortnite. He wants a new gaming chair. That's what he wants. He's got one already, but he wants one that has the triangle back or whatever. I don't know. So I can't go down that toy aisle. I can't grab him little Hot Wheels like that anymore. Um, but then, uh, he does want stuff like that. He wants slime. He wants like goo and ooze and whatever. He likes to make slime, and that's something we do together. Um, so I'm doing that, and I'm thinking like, man, he's such a big boy, and he doesn't like playing with cars anymore. But he still does. You think these things, but man, 8 is still little. He's still little, and we got you got to appreciate every day. You got to appreciate every moment. If he asks me to do something, I do it always. Like I will put off anything to play with him or do it. Oh, okay. So I'm getting home from work, and he's like, Dad, you want to go ride bikes? And by riding bikes, I mean, I ride my bike and he rides his electric scooter. Spoiled. So yes, if you ask me, I'm going to do it because I'm not gonna miss anything. I'm going to be there for everything. And I want all the memories of him as a kid to be a family time and having fun. And these are the most important times of your life. You remember this stuff forever. Um, yeah, so that being said, he's a little guy. He's getting bigger, but he's still a little guy. And we were getting ready to go out on the bike, and I'm like, we need to close the garage, and I was thinking about this because he comes home from school on his scooter. He rides his, and it's an electric scooter. I know you guys are gonna say something about that being dangerous for an 8-year-old. Our you can walk out of our house and you can take the sidewalk to the front of the school. Like you don't have to go in any streets or anything. Um, and he's also like a very responsible little dude. Like he plays by the rules. He's a good boy. And anyway, so we're getting ready to go on the bike ride, and I want to. He's a big boy. I want to make him feel like a big boy, and I'm like, hey, when you get home from school and um, you want to you want to pull in the garage, pull in your scooter, and go in. Uh, and we have our garage door openers programmed into the mirrors in the car. I don't know. Sometimes they're in the mirror, sometimes they're in the headrest or whatever. Ours in the mirror, and we also have the little programmable ones that came with the garage door opener. Anyway, I'm like, so here, buddy, here's your own little garage door opener thing. And he's like, oh yeah, I've been wanting this because I go out and blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And he's like, he he pins it on his scooter and pins it on the front, and he's just like, feeling good about it. And he's cool. He's awesome. Um, and so we go on our bike ride, and it's like I said, you can take the sidewalk. There's one little area where you like cross a street over here if you want to. We drove by his friends and said what's up, and we head over to the school. It's like a 30-minute walk, but like on a bike, you can get there in just a second. However, there's a pretty big incline, pretty big hill for my surfer cruiser or whatever, my beach cruiser bike. Yeah, uh, not a mountain bike, definitely, but the over there over on the trail, it's pretty cool. It's got it's got a paved trail there where the kids walk and ride their bikes and stuff, but also on both sides, it's kind of like a dirt trail with rocks and bumpy, and he loves going up and down that thing. So he goes up, and while I'm struggling to get up this hill, he goes back and forth on this thing, kind of like he's on a dirt bike, and he loves it. And he falls sometimes. He's fine, and he gets back up, and he's good. Uh, you know, and there's blood, but there's not too many wild animals out there. And so we're done. It's a beautiful day, by the way. We're out there, and there's a little girl over here with her dad or whatever. They're flying a kite. And it's a real cool butterfly kite. It looks like its wings are flapping. And I always talk to everybody, and I said, there's a couple other people, and they're like, "We love your kite," and I was like, "Yeah, it looks like its wings are flapping," and they kind of looked at me, and I was like, because I'm always awkward, and anyway, we say hi to a few people out there on the trail. Everybody's out because it's nice. For some reason, it's unseasonably warm, and we're here in Oklahoma. It's like 70 degrees in January. It's crazy, but it's cool. We go. Uh, Start heading back home. And I mean, I'll tell you, it's a good ride. We start going back, and there's another little neighborhood right before you get to ours with like some nicer houses. And so we like go through that neighborhood. In the back of that neighborhood, um, all these neighborhoods are kind of like riddled with like woods and stuff in the back, and kind of green belts or whatever you call them. And it's really cool with all the leaves, like in the winter and the fall, with all the leaves and everything gone. You can see through the woods, and you can see like houses and stuff that you never see. There's like big houses hidden back there. And anyway, so we were going through that neighborhood, and we get towards like the end of the cul-de-sac, and there's just like a gap between these two houses. And in between there, I see like on like a fallen log, there's a hawk, and he's got a rabbit. He's going at it, tearing it up, eating it. And um, I'm like, "Connor, come here, look." And he's like, "What?" And he's like screaming he's like way far ahead of me. He's like, "What?" And like, people in the neighborhood are looking at us, and I'm like, "There's a hawk," And anyway, so he comes over, it's gone, whatever. We go, we go around the cul-de-sac, and we go up, and then we're like almost to get into our entrances to our neighborhood. And he goes, "Dad." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Look." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Look." And he's like pointing his scooter. And I'm like, "Dude, what?" And the garage door opener had fallen off. It's like, big boy, very responsible. Basically, "Here, son, I think it's time. Here's your garage door opener." And then he's like, "Oh, thank you, Dad. I lost it," just like automatically. And so I'm like, "Well, there's only, one road that we went on it can be," which is not true because he's up and down the dirt and all over the place. So anyway, so we go back, and I'm like, God just wanted me to get some more exercise. So I'm huffing and puffing back up that hill, and we're going, and he's looking over here, and he's like, people are walking. He's like, "Have you seen a garage door opener?" And they're like, "No, bro." And we're going, both sides, because he's up and down both sides. And uh, we're looking and looking and looking, and then these teenage boys come up. I remember, you know, teenage boys. You can't trust them. Who knows? At least that's I think of teenage boys whenever I was young. It's like, don't tell them that our garage door's open here. They're gonna find it, and they're gonna go open our garage door in the middle of the night, and murder us and slit our throats and steal our Xboxes. So I'm like, "Connor, don't," And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Shh, just chill." Anyway, we find the garage door opener, and we go back home. That's the end of that story. But we found it, and it was crazy. Like, uh, the metal piece had fallen off, and it looked like something had run over it. We were only gone for like, I don't know. It was probably there for like 10 minutes. But yeah, so the emotions of walking down the toy aisle and knowing I can't just make his day with a Hot Wheels monster truck. Um, that's fine. There's still stuff. Now he wants like Robux, and V-Bucks so he can buy a new skin or something. If you want to, you can go over. He's got a YouTube page too. It's called Ever's Family Game Night, and he's going to start uploading like videos and stuff. Hopefully, one of us is going to succeed in this. Maybe it'll be him, and I know a lot of people don't like that. They don't want their kids doing this stuff, but it's like, man, these kids make money. So by all means, go for it. Yeah. So those were big emotions. And then next big emotions were uh, we're getting a puppy. We're getting a little baby puppy. 11 weeks old. We haven't had a dog. Um, well, we had a dog temporarily, but this dog was, I hate to, talk bad about anything, anybody, any species or whatever, but man, this dog, he she played her cards right at the adoption place, and she won us over, and we get her home, and she turned on us. The kid, I mean, she was literally like, there were bite marks on the kids, and I met her one time in the hall, and she started growling at me like she's gonna attack me, and we had to take her back. She like bit all the insulation, or the, what do you call it, the um around the door things that keep the weather stripping. Bit all that stuff off all the doors, and peed and bit everything, all our silverware. Like I think about her every day because I grab a spoon and it's all scratchy, and that's because she used to take silverware out of the dishwasher and bite it up. Um. Anyway, when I gave her back to the adoption place, I was crying. It only takes 2 weeks for me to get super attached to a pup, but anyway, I don't know if you guys can see this little doggo. Yeah. And we let the boys name her, and her name is going to be Max Pluto. And another thing that got our emotions a little high this week and this weekend. This is the weekend, yeah, it's Saturday. Is our oldest boy, Cammy. Here's a quick pic of that boy. He's our Cammy. There he is, dressed like Mickey Mouse. That is earlier today. That's not Halloween. He's quite the character. He's got autism. He's a beautiful minded boy, and we like I said, Connor, he like games all the time. He plays Roblox, and he's got Roblox on everything, on a tablet, on a little old phone they use for like YouTube and stuff. And he just hollers. He's like, "Dad!" He's like, "Camden's playing Roblox," and I'm like, no, he's not. We try to get him to play video games before, because like kids with autism sometimes really thrive at that. And I'm like, no, he's not. And I go in there, and yeah, he is. So if you don't know Roblox literally has every possible game that you could want to play. That's what the kids are playing, like Still a Brain Rot. They play all these like these open world games where you can just go in and do anything. You have a house, you have a car, you have a whatever, but you can play anything. And so Camden opened Roblox, went in, typed in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is like his favorite thing. He loves Mickey Mouse, and you can see by his dress up. And he goes in, and he's just playing Mickey Mouse, and he's like, he figured it out. He's in there playing. If he wants to do something, he can do it. It's awesome. And so nobody's ever been so pumped that their kids were playing video games. And so he played all day, and he played all this morning too. And so Connor can go in and see where he's at and like go, but he'll be like, oh yeah, he's like, Dad, he's like, Camden is in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, where they're like in there slashing each other. And it's like Survive Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, they're in there killing Camden over and over. And I'm like, no. And so we go in there and we try to like get the tablet from Camden so we can switch it over to a different Mickey game. And he's like, no. And I look at the screen, and it's Camden's little character. And then it's like Goofy and Daisy, and they're just sitting there stabbing him over and over again. I'm like, oh my goodness. So there's a couple of those games. And Roblox, you've got to watch your kids playing these games, because there's some weird stuff and there's some weird people. I think there's a class action lawsuit. Anyway, You guys, it's hard watching your kids grow up. I was I mean, not hard watching them grow up, but it's hard, like you get these memory things on the phone from the iPhone, they pop up and it's like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you're just like, man, I remember them looking like that. Now they're all big and appreciate every day. These are the best times of their life, best time of your life with them being this little. They're never going to be like that again. I don't mean to be sad. I hate watching those videos of kids growing up, but I'm just saying, if you got little ones right now, go play with them right now. Stop this video. I don't even care. You don't even need to finish it. Just go play with your kids. Mine are asleep right now. I wait to do this until late at night. um, yeah, they're blessings. Everything's a blessing. Everything's awesome. I hope that everything is awesome for you guys. Leave some comments. Ask me some questions. Subscribe, please. I need the subscribers. I don't know. YouTube's hard, man. I need people to subscribe. I hope this is entertaining for you. Well, I'm all done. I'll come do this again tomorrow or the next day, maybe. Thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing everything. God bless. Go play with your kids. Thank you.